Hello YouTube, I'm Vdeogamer, and today I'm going to be showing you how to record your video game console. If you're looking for a way to record video game footage quickly, but you don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on equipment, then capture cards are the way to go. Capture cards make it super easy to get video game footage from your console directly to your computer for editing. Right now I'm going to show you guys how to set it up. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do for the setup is we are going to plug in our video output cable for our console. I'm going to be working with RCA cables mostly because that's all my capture card can record. And then once you've got that plugged in, what you need to do is you need to replace your console and keep as much excess cable out of the way as possible. Alright, we got our capture card here. It's got basically the same sockets as the other ones, so you gotta plug them into the corresponding sockets here. And then once you've done that, you need to plug in the output cable from the capture card, which is USB, right into your computer. And once you've done that, you should get a sound and a light appear like this, and that means you're ready to start recording. Make sure all the needed cables are plugged into your console and your capture card, and you're ready to go. Alright, so now we're on the computer. Once you've got your capture software installed, mine actually came with my capture card, but you need to make sure that the console actually shows up on screen. Make sure that you've got sound. Awesome. Now we're going to go to setup. I'm going to show you a couple different things that are probably universal across capture card softwares. You have a couple of simple controls to adjust brightness and contrast, hue, saturation, sharpness. And you have video format and video source. Video format is based upon the region you're in, and video source is S-video or composite if you have more than one input. I have a capture button on my capture card, so I can tell it to either be for recording or taking a snapshot. I typically just leave it at recording, so I'm not even going to worry about snapshot format. But for the record, you need to make sure that you have it on the highest quality recording setting, because typically it defaults to the lowest quality, and at first glance you might think that you got a crappy capture card. But once that's ready, you're ready to begin recording, and you can either hit the button or you can just hit the button on the screen. And it starts recording. To stop it again, just hit the button again or hit the stop button. And then you can go and close out of your capture software and go and check out what your footage actually turned out like, to make sure that it's all that you wanted it to be. Double click to play, and looks pretty awesome. We got some very good sound, way better than if you recorded it with a camera. When working with a capture card that goes into your computer, you need to make sure that you have your computer fully up to date with all the drivers it needs to actually record with the capture card. Typically, whenever they give you the capture card, they include a book that gives you a bunch of specifications for what your computer actually needs to be able to run the capture card. If you meet the minimum requirements, the capture card will work, but you might see that it lags a little bit and it makes it difficult to play with on the computer screen. If you have this problem and it bugs you, you can also hook up a secondary monitor, so that way you can view your footage as it's recording. Alright, now we're setting up a secondary monitor. It's not going to be too different from just setting it up straight into the capture card, but we need to go through another TV. The only way this will work if the TV you're planning on using has both an input and an output for RCA cables, just like this. First, we're going to plug in our console into the input, and it's just going to be as simple as that. Pretty much what we did for the capture card the first time, but now we have a problem because the capture card and the output are both sockets, so we're going to need another cable with two ends, both having jacks for the RCA sockets. Just make sure you got that plugged in. And now the video input is going to go through the TV and out into the capture card. That way you can see it as you're recording it. And based upon what kind of TV it is, you might have to adjust the settings a little bit so that way you can actually view it upon the screen. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I hope it was helpful in helping you record your video game consoles. Of course, when making video game walkthroughs, people oftentimes like to add in voice and like to do a little bit of editing to make their video stand out. And the uploading can be a little bit tricky if you're not used to it. So, along with this tutorial, I'm going to be making 3 other tutorials to go over those topics, and those will be coming in the near future, so subscribe if you want to see those, and thank you guys for watching this video. See ya.